So, there I was, finishing up, making my dinner at 3 a.m. Don't judge me, I want to work third shift once I actually get a job. And so there I was, looking for a video to watch while I eat my chicken sandwich and fries, that I had made for myself. And I find Sir Sick in my recommended. And I have been known to be a little bit of a Sir Sick fan. I really, really love his content. And I saw this video, heard the opening to the video he was debunking, and I was like, I have to take a crack at this. But I looked in the description of Sir Sick's video, and I couldn't find the link to Matt Powell's video that he was debunking, which was really saddening for me. And then it occurred to me that I could just react to Sir Sick's video, because why not? So here we go. If I can find my cursor. Here we go. Love this intro, by the way. Great intro. Everybody, if you are watching these videos and you actually enjoy them, I think you'll like Sir Sick a lot, because he is way better at this than me. Although, he doesn't really do the technical explanations all that often. But if you like making fun of these people, you gotta check out Sir Sick.
This colossal blast created everything. All the matter we see in the universe today.
First off, nothing can travel faster than the speed of light.
Oh, god damn it, it's Prattmouth. I mean, Fat Bowels. I mean, Matt Powell. Oh, my word.
Fucking love that. I've watched all the way to 3 minutes into this, so I'm not gonna have much commentary for the start of it, because I know that Sir Sick has actually done a really good job of refuting Matt Powell's points up till 3 minutes, to what I know.
Words are slippery today, but what do you expect when I am faced with the world's brainiest creaty boy? You know, a moron. All I can do is hope to words mostly properly when the sheer weaponized stupid comes out of his idiot hole, I mean mouth. Anyway, yeah, things can travel faster than light, like how idiotic creationist ideas spread in your communities faster than anyone could possibly imagine.
It really is shocking how fast all of these misconceptions about science spread.
And you have it up on your YouTube before anyone can stop you making yourself look like an idiot. Shit's actually impressive.
But we're supposed to believe that in a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second, the universe went from smaller than a period on a page to something billion.
I don't think you understand how fast light speed is. Because I think even a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second, even things traveling like a few miles, could still happen under light speed. I'm just estimating, but that was something that I noticed in the first 3 minutes.
Billions of miles across?
Right, so the idea
Billions of miles across probably couldn't happen, but
that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light is, well, it's almost right, but it's also slightly wrong. Nothing within the universe can travel faster than the speed of light, but the universe itself can expand faster than the speed of light. But that's not the same thing, and it's something that requires one to, I don't know, actually know something about science. It does make me wonder why you insist on talking about it when you know so little, but perhaps I just aren't.
is an excellent point. Like, why is Matt Powell talking about this stuff if he doesn't have a firm grasp on the concepts?
Answered my own question.
That is trillions of times faster than the speed of light. And so nothing can travel faster than the speed of light.
Again, Matt, yes and no. Within the universe, nothing travels through space-time faster than light. But the universe itself does not reside in the universe. Also, apparently some galaxies are moving away from us faster than the speed of light, except they're not actually moving through space-time faster than light, because they can't. But what they can do is be sort of pulled along by the universe expanding, as I understand it anyway. You can think of it this way. If you had a car that had a maximum speed of 200 miles per hour, no matter how fast you drive that car, on a surface it will never be propelling itself faster than 200 miles per hour. But if it were on a, say, super long boat that was travelling at 30 knots or just over 34 miles an hour, the car could technically be moving over 200 miles.
Which in my first listening to this video I thought was an excellent analogy. Like, that is a great analogy.
An hour. It's not a perfect analogy, I know, but I think you can see how one thing is not the same thing as the other.
And it is from this explosion, this bang, that all matter, energy, space, and time were created.
326 million trillion gallons of water exist on Earth alone.
And not nearly enough of it is precious, life-sustaining whiskey. He's right. This is a massive problem for science and atheists alike. Oh, and yeah.
Love the whiskey jokes, but I'd prefer Mountain Dew.
This video is called Christianity Defeats Atheism, when all he's talked about is his personal incredulity about scientific understanding and discoveries. I wouldn't mind, but atheism is not a synonym for science, or even scientific literacy. And the fact that you don't understand that proves that you probably should stop talking about either until you do.
And so to say that all...
Which is a really long explanation of what I've been saying for a while now on this channel, and that's that atheism posits nothing about science.
All of those gallons of water were compressed down to an infinitesimal amount of space, smaller than a single proton.
Look, the size of the universe before the Big Bang is something that we may never know precisely, but we do know that it was very small, much smaller than today, and the fact that you don't...
Oh my god, the fucking text on the screen.
Don't like it or understand it does not change that fact. Also, do bear in mind that we can absolutely squeeze things from one much larger state into something more dense. And even though under normal circumstances water doesn't compress much, with extraordinary amounts of pressure it can be. So the fact that you think ocean's big and will never be small is obviously you showing your ignorance. Not that he needed to.
If all of the ocean, like all of the water in the ocean, was at the same compression as it is on the surface of the water, like the very, very top of the water, it would easily cover every single, like, landmass. Easily.
But he does it anyway because he's just so generous. Because he wants everyone to feel less dumb by comparison. He's a hero, really.
Anybody who believes that, it just...
I mean this in no sort of disrespect to Sir Sick, but genuinely, if Sir Sick is the smartest person in the room, everybody else in the room should be weeping. Again, no disrespect to Sir Sick. No disrespect. But, come on. In no world should he be the smartest person in the room. I know that sounds really mean, and I don't mean the actual Sir Sick. Like, I don't mean the actual person behind the medieval armor. I mean the persona that he takes on in his videos. If that is the smartest person in the room, I'm sorry, but everybody should just leave.
Just goes to show they don't even understand what basic scientific law even is.
I would call the irony police, but they haven't arrested him so far, so I seriously...
What does scientific law even mean? Like, that is not a thing that scientists go around saying, I don't think.
Seriously doubt they will now, considering the sheer crimes against reality Matt Powell has already committed. But no, Matt, just because you think that your sub-junior school understanding of scientific laws, that is missing huge chunks to boot, doesn't mean that the literal scientists who study this shit are wrong and your incredibly dumb ass is right. Do you even listen to yourself? You are just sat here seemingly genuinely believing that you are smarter and more knowledgeable on topics than people who spend their lives researching them because you think a fairy tale is true. The arrogance of the terminally stupid is one of those things that we need to figure out how to turn into a fuel source, because that shit will get us to the center of the
I think my cats may have knocked over their food bowl.
universe in about 5 minutes flat. Its physics-bending nature is just that fucking powerful.
Oh, shit. Advertisement.
Like wage.
Because it doesn't take
If
a
you're sick, I'm adding to your fucking ad revenue. Give me some.
genius to figure out that water can only be compressed past a certain point. In fact, it can hardly be compressed at all.
We aren't talking about a normal stick it in a cup.
That's bullshit. Have you ever gone down to the Mariana Trench? Of course you haven't. You haven't gone anywhere interesting. You realize that water is compressed at the bottom of the ocean, right?
And smash your fist into it shit here. Also, we aren't really talking about water either. It'd be fundamental particles. But even if we are talking about oceans of H2O, what do you think happens to water if you chuck it into a black hole? I tell you what it doesn't do. Sit there pontificating about how it cannot compress because of how special it is. Like everything else, it would be squashed to basically nothing. And the forces at the beginning of the universe are likely far more extraordinarily dense than that. Almost as dense as a creationist even.
Oh my god, I did not see that coming. That's funny as hell.
And so, interestingly enough, NASA has also stated that even though the Big Bang Theory has been widely accepted, it will probably never be proven.
Proven definitively? Probably not, although...
Proven definitively, just like you said. And I've said this before. How the fuck are you supposed to figure out what happened before the universe existed? Sorry, fries in my mouth.
Oh, again, probably is an important word, but most things in science aren't proven to such a degree anyway. What we have is evidence supporting a conclusion, and following that evidence where it leads. And those conclusions can be used to make accurate predictions, which is itself more evidence that the conclusion was likely correct, or at least correct enough to be useful and likely very accurate. Now, tell me again what predictions can be made using creationism, and what evidence points to it as the most likely answer. Wrong answers only, you know, the only kind of answers Matt has.
I second that.
So, even NASA admits that the Big Bang Theory, which they all believe in, will probably never be proven.
Okay, so what? Even if that's accurate, that doesn't suddenly make the utter horseshit you believe more accurate. It's not a zero-sum game, at least not in that way. There are things that
Either or fallacy.
are more likely, and then there's a bunch of shit that is completely ridiculous. Guess which category yours falls into?
Do you know why? Because it's not provable, because it's not science, because it's not true.
Oh my god, I hate... This is why I stopped doing this so much. Because this asshole and people like him like to go on and on and on about how actual scientific work is not scientific, which is just fucking batshit Looney Tunes. And then they like to go and then say that creationism is, and it's just, it's nonsense. Because they have no evidence to back it up. They have absolutely nothing. and it's irritating as hell.
I'm sorry, are we talking about the Big Bang Theory, or are we talking about creationism? Because, well, yeah, that's definitely a statement that I would make about Creaty Boys. But Big Bang, well, that's for some reason got pesky evidence backing it up, while you and
Exactly.
yours has none. And there's a reason for that. And you sitting there saying, "It am not science," is literally all you can do, because you have nothing. If you had something, you would show it. Don't forget to subscribe. Oh, don't worry, Matty Boo Boo. I didn't forget. I wouldn't subscribe to you if someone put a banana up
Don't subscribe to Matt Powell. Subscribe to me and Sir Sick.
to my head and threatened to give me an atheist.
Honestly, Sir Sick deserves it more. I've been doing this for, what, a month? A little bit over a month. This is the 14th already? Alright. I've been doing this for a month and 11 days.
It's nightmare. So it's all good. Thanks a lot. But you lot, you should.
I'm fairly certain my first video was on, okay, excluding the one I did while I was still in school. It was on the 3rd, I'm pretty sure.
Probably subscribe to me if you haven't, because if you don't,
You had the same idea, that's funny.
what will your parents, spouse, pets, or cactus think? That you're some kind of not subscribing lunatic? Non-existo forbid. Better get on that. And the bell. And the rest.
It's indefensible on every level.
Sorry, I keep forgetting that he's not talking about creationism, because literally everything that he says about, real science is categorically true about the things he thinks are true, and is almost certainly all things that he has said to him, and thinks that if he just Uno reverses no use it back at us, then that somehow makes him right. But it doesn't, because he's wrong. So wrong that I'm not even sure how he dresses himself without getting his shoes on his hands and his pants on his head. Kinda wrong.
And that's exactly why they said that it will probably never be proven.
No.
I don't know what Sir Sick is going to say here. Actually, let him say what he's going to say and chew first.
You, Matthew, you disingenuous piece of shit. That's not why they say that. That's not why they say things like that at all. It's actually because of this concept that you and your ilk are so staggeringly unfamiliar with. It's called honesty. It's called saying things that are true, even if dickbags like you will try and spin it into something that it isn't. In science, there's no such thing as absolute certainty. But that doesn't mean we can't be sure enough in something that it may as well be absolutely true. At least.
Okay, so it sounds like he's done with what he's saying. The reason why we'll never be able to prove, or why we most likely will never be able to prove what happens, or what happened during the Big Bang, is because the evidence we have now is the effects of the Big Bang. The effects mean we know it exists, and we have half of the puzzle, or one, not half per se, but we have one piece, one out of two pieces. Size of the pieces depends on the specific thing, but we know, we see the effects, which means we know that it happened, and we have one of the puzzle pieces of how it happened. The other half of that puzzle piece, and why the event happened, we can only find out if we know what caused the event in question. We don't know what the fuck caused the Big Bang. And we have no way of replicating it, so we have no way, we don't have both of the puzzle pieces, and we don't have a way to stick them together either. That's the analogy I'm going with. If you don't like it, well, I'm an idiot, so.
At least for now, until we come up with an even better answer. That's why you say yours will definitely be 100% and you are extra smart because you are full of shit. So much so that you think that there will never be a better way to answer the question than the one you have already been given by morons from forever ago. Even though it's constantly proven false over and over again. By the very science you claim is either a lie or completely supports me, guys.
And they even went on to say that consequentially, this leaves people with a number of tough and unanswered questions.
But don't worry, Matt Powell has answers. What do you mean that they are all wrong and a bunch of fanciful bullshit that leads people to holding f***ed up opinions about groups of people based on characteristics they didn't choose, or to give money to organisations that use it to make the world a more stupid and worse place? But he will get
Really long-winded way of saying Matt Powell's a dick.
give you some kind of answer, so you know. What would you prefer? To not know and be honest about not knowing? Or would you prefer to pretend to know and you get to be a piece of shit too?
I guess he circled around to it. Oh,
Banana. Banana. Banana.
So people will continuously come to me on the internet and
Look, okay, you got me. But it's only 'cause you're a massive clown, and I just can't look away as you say some of the stupidest shit I've ever heard, whilst confidently proclaiming how smart you are and what's...
Was that a quote from Sir Sick?
It's only 'cause you're a massive clown.
me on the internet and
Look, it too.
so people will
Oh, it was by NASA.
Labs and science grills are because of your big, smart, not lying brain. And it's just so car crash fascinating.
beg me for answers about the Bible and beg me for
I love the animations. Shout out Mrs. Sick.
answers about why Christianity is true.
And your answer is, well, science doesn't know everything. Jesus Christ.
He's such an asshole, but it's so funny to watch.
Dude. Again, just because you think something else is wrong doesn't automatically make you right by default. And the thing is, you aren't. You are demonstrably wrong based on your own book and the fact that it is so obviously
Like I've said, I don't think it's his fault for being wrong, honestly. I don't think it's Matt Powell's fault. But he is so incredibly confident in his complete and utter misunderstandings that it's just mind-boggling.
contradictory. Something it shouldn't even be if written by a perfect God or even inspired by one. Not to mention, there's a zillion other beliefs that are just as right as yours by your dumbass standards. Also, people come and beg you to shut the f*** up and stop embarrassing them, maybe. You know, because they're either a fellow Christian or, well, anyone really, because you're that much of an embarrassment to humanity. And they're the worst. Come on.
But the real unanswered questions, the unanswerable questions,
Yeah, humans suck. They really do. I hate people. I really do hate people, man. That's why I'm holed up in my room, debunking Matt Powell and reacting to a handsome eldritch being, at 4 a.m. now?
are within the Big Bang cosmological model itself.
Wow, that was incredibly poorly worded. You make it sound like, yes, the Big Bang will answer all these questions, TM, when you mean, or at least I think you mean, that the Big Bang has no answers. So it's always the same with you, isn't it? You can't even say words that support the thing that you wanted to say. It's almost like you're really bad at this.
It has failed at the scientific method. It is non-repeatable.
The Big Bang Theory is...
Oh my god. Yeah, it's not repeatable. That's why we don't claim to know exactly what happened. You dipshit. That's why the people you quoted earlier were saying that the Big Bang Theory will never be truly, without a shadow of a doubt, proven, like, with our own eyes. That's why, like, dude, he answers that same question with the right answer after he posited the wrong answer minutes ago. It's so dumb.
Isn't a f***ing experiment, you massive dipshit. Experiments have to be repeatable with repeatable results. That's like saying gravity isn't repeatable. You repeat the tests you do on something like that to show that it's there. The tests that show evidence for the Big Bang.
I don't mean to undermine Sir Sick here, but the problem is that we can't test the causes of the Big Bang. We can test what the after effects. We can test the after effects, but we can't like recreate the after effects or anything. We can do testing on the after effects that are still there, but that's the big issue here. That's what the issue here is. But yeah.
Theory are absolutely repeatable. Things that detect like cosmic background radiation and blue/red shift are things that you can go and check for yourself to show that evidence. See, I told you Matt has literally no idea what the words he says in regards to science even mean.
He really doesn't. He really just doesn't, because he often conflates terms and just says the complete wrong words. Like, I don't even think it's conflating at that point. He just says the words and thinks they mean different things. And it's really, really bad.
He just thinks he knows what they mean without doing any of that pesky learning shit that is such
So, like I just fucking said,
a hassle, when he can just make up whatever he wants, using vaguely the right words, and his dumbass audience will believe him. It's why his job is so fucking easy, and mine is actually quite hard, because
I'm sorry, Sir Sick, but I don't think you have the grounds to say that your job is really that hard. I get that content creation is pretty hard, but most of what you do is throw around insults. For me, I'm just a fucking collection of random fucking science knowledge. So, most of what I do is pretty easy. I just have to fucking tell you guys how it actually works. But that's pretty annoying.
my audience will rip the piss out of me when I say something stupid, and his will tell him what a good job he's doing when he
I feel a little called out.
He does something demonstrably wrong. No, I'm not bitter. You're bitter, smart-ass bastards. Love you, really.
Remember, in order for something to be
Thank you, handsome eldritch being.
science has to be demonstrable, testable, and repeatable.
Okay then, creationism. Oh no, it's not any of those things. Damn it, Matt, you were so close and then boom, you proved yourself wrong and dumb. And you probably smell bad. And every other possible
Oh god, I smell bad. Should probably take a shower after this.
negative attribute one could apply to a person based on that one sentence alone. I mean, it's almost impressive just how poorly the things you say reflect on you. Kudos.
There's no way that we could repeat the Big Bang cosmologically, and that means that it is not science.
No,
It is science because we've done tests on the after effects. We know that it happened because we have the after effects. That is science. Science is having either the after effects, the causes, or both, and testing them. We're doing that.
it means it's a conclusion, you fucking dumbass. Like how you can't repeat a car crash that kills a group of teenage yobbos with that same group of yobbos and kill them again. I should know, I tried, but I'm still working on my resurrection technology. However, I can't seem to get it to work without making
Oh my god, it's just batshit crazy enough to be funny. I don't think it's quite... I don't think that's a good analogy. The reason why we can't recreate it is because the forces that created it, like the forces that caused the event in question, either don't exist anymore, or there's something in there that doesn't have the capabilities to recreate the event. And even if there was the possibility of recreating the event, we do not have the ability to make that happen.
Making it so that people could be revived because they just don't want to be dead and not for my personal gain, so I had to scrap it. But my point is that you can show evidence for that event that killed those people without having to kill those same people again. Just like there are things that were left behind by the Big Bang that shockingly prove the Big Bang, almost like it's correct.
It is a religion that people believe in, that people put their trust in.
No.
Stop. I've said this before, but what he and his buddies do is they try to drag us down to their level, and then they try to get up on a high horse so that they can be above us. Stop doing that. It has never been true. It will never be true. Stop doing it.
For so many goddamn reasons. But it's always so funny when religious people who are honest, like Matt, are happy to throw the concept of religion under the bus in order to make a petty and frankly incredibly stupid point. Not realizing if being a religion is so bad, then what do you believe again? Oh right, a religion. But no, Big Bang is just a thing that likely happened. And that's it. There's no tenets, there's no holy book, there's no ceremonies. There's nothing that could even remotely relate it to a religion. You just say it does because you know how much they f***ing suck at explaining things.
See, the Big Bang actually states that out of nothing, everything was produced by nothing.
No, it doesn't, because the...
You said it for me. No, it doesn't. That's not what the Big Bang Theory posits. He is confusing a quote from, oh my fucking god, one of the most famous scientists for what the Big Bang Theory posits, which is just, like, those two things are barely related.
The Big Bang is an expansion of matter after the beginning of the universe, whatever that may be. It's weird that you don't know that. Or perhaps you do and have been told many
Alright, well, I didn't know that. But I don't really need to know that for all the things that I've said about it.
times and either refuse to listen and take it in, or are so f***ing stupid that you are literally incapable of replacing the old defunct knowledge in your brain with new correct knowledge. And that would explain the creationism thing, not gonna lie.
Before the Big Bang, there was nothing. Literally nothing.
That's a TV show, Matt. That's pop science. Hell, I am pop science, because I'm just some dumb...
I mean, I guess I am too. To be fair.
As trying to figure out this shit basically on my own, and trying my best to be correct. But any honest and...
You and me both, buddy. You and me both.
Smart person should know not to cite me as a source for their scientific information. And if they do, they should slap themselves smart, because it's not...
Yeah, don't use me as a source. I'm an idiot. Don't do it.
Like doing it would make them any stupider. Same goes for using some TV show. You should be using actual scientific literature, but you don't for some obvious reason. And that's the difference between you and me, Matt. I know that I'm fallible, and that if someone corrects me to my face with proof, I don't just get to ignore it and keep believing the same thing. And
Same here. If somebody actually presented proof to me, I would change my mind. and I would stop saying whatever it is that was wrong.
Espousing it to my audience forever. I try to be more correct. So, if I am pop science, you're a fucking moron. So yeah.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important.
Alright, that's it for this video. Probably gonna add this to a new playlist. I'm gonna call it Reacting for Fun instead of Debunking for Fun.